Football Friday.
Hey!
Oh, and a good game, too.
Hey!
We're not opening it up with Savannah State.
No!
We're opening it up with an SEC powerhouse.
Yeah!
The LSU Tigers.
LS who?
LS.
LS who?
They've done nothing to deserve that U.
Louisiana State.
That's what people told me, and people's good people.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm worried about this left side of the line.
Oh, no.
I am worried
no.
about this left side of the line. Right side, you're going to take care of business. Yeah. Even though none of you have actually started at any of your positions for more than 14 games outside of the center. But we got a fierce defensive front, a great secondary, the best linebacking core in the nation. Tell me I'm wrong. Roy, can you tell me I'm wrong?
Absolutely not.
I'm glad you didn't, because it would have been a fight, and one of us would have been fired. Probably me, because I started it. McLeod, Quarterman, Pinckney, whose Instagram still scares the bejesus out of me. Oh, man. Football. Chris, I went to the ACC championship game last year, and you know what? The Canes got pounded. So many injuries. People told us the refs were unfair. I totally agree. We didn't get shut out because we took a really soft field goal towards the end. You would think that I would have regretted the entire experience, but I did not, because we got to the ACC championship game. That was the goal, and the Clemson fans were really, really nice to us because they knew they were better. And truth be told, they're probably going to be better than us for a little bit here, okay? That's just the deal. They got blue chippers on 70% of their roster. Right. They're like Alabama. It's scary how good they are. And I don't know what Dabo's doing to keep all these players over there. That entire defensive line could have been drafted, and they stayed, and now they're probably going to win the ACC again. But we can still make the playoffs if we lose the ACC championship game and Clemson's undefeated and whatnot. I think we're going to be in a similar situation as last year, where you play a playoff game before the playoffs, okay? But this game...
Is this a playoff game?
No. See, like, this game, if we lose, I'm going to be heartbroken. But I'm absolutely going to do the thing where I say, we can survive it.
Yeah.
The ACC, that's a non-conference game. The ACC is still there for us. If you're going to lose, you want to lose at the beginning. And hell, LSU is one of the most talented teams in the country. Yeah. They recruit really well. Mark Richt can't be losing to Ed Orgeron, man.
No.
He can't. This is year three. This is a team in Miami that I expect to be getting closer to Clemson. I still think Clemson wins the ACC championship, but I hope to see a more of a fair fight in this game. LSU and their three analysts, they can't beat us. They can't. I'll be devastated if they do. I'm so hyped. And one of the things that got me more hyped than anything, I'm telling you, and maybe I'm hyping this up a little bit too much, but my favorite thing that this show has done in recent years has been people.
Yeah.
People, and I think we got one over on everybody, because nobody on social media caught.
Really?
Nobody on social media caught what happened yesterday.
Oh.
All right? It's a football Friday, but it's also a Feinbaum Friday. And let me tell you something. People call Feinbaum.
What?
People call Feinbaum.
Uh-oh.
He got on?
Well, I don't want to ruin it, but people was a little confused because Feinbaum, or the screener, didn't really know how to spell people, which is understood. Rumor has it that people kept being asked where he's from, and he kept saying the 305, and the screener almost hung up on him because he didn't know what that meant, until people finally cracked and had to say Miami.
Were we talking about the hater from yesterday?
Oh, people!
We're talking about that hater. What happened?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm late.
We're talking about Pablito. You're always late, though.
Pablito. Yesterday I called Pablito, and they almost hung up on me from the beginning before I could even talk. This is what happened. I called Pablito, and the guy's like, hello. I don't know what he was saying. I could barely hear him. And he's like, what's your name? Where are you from? He didn't know my name, which, please. He knows my name. He knows who I was. He didn't know my name. And then I finally told him my name, and he's, how do you spell? I spelled the name for him and everything. And by the way, they put my name wrong on the screen, but se lo perdono this time. Pero la próxima vez, si me lo haces otra vez. I'm telling you. And then he's like, where are you from? Like the 305, because that's where I read. That's my city. And then he's like, what? I'm like, este tipo. And no me puedo oír. So finally I say Miami. He's like, that's what I'm looking for. And
But how long was people on hold?
Bro. Tremendo falta de respeto. They left me on hold for half an hour, and I had to call 32 times before I could even get on. The busy signal, which I didn't even know existed anymore, kept happening for me.
So, without further ado, we're going to play Pipo's Call with Feinbaum.
Depot is up next. What do you say, Depot? Depot, you there?
Oye, Pablito, what's good, bro?
How are you?
Hey, it's Pipo. It's Pipo in Miami in the 305.
Oh, I'm sorry. I ran into a Kane fan earlier today.
Oh, yeah? Was he dope?
Yes, he was.
Oh, yeah, Paul, let me ask you something. So me and my boys, we're driving to Dallas for the game this weekend against LSU. It's going to be a big deal. We're taking the Caja China. We're going to have a cooler filled with moose juice. I haven't heard you talk about this game that much so far, but I figure that, like me, you think this one's going to be an easy one for the Canes.
I don't know. I mean, I know that on paper the Canes should win the game, but I'm not.
By 21 at least.
I'm not ready to say that. Why don't you respect LSU?
Well, first of all, I only call them LS because they haven't done anything to deserve that U, if you know what I mean. And I'm going over this calendar. I'm looking at the schedule this year. I don't see a loss on this schedule for the Canes this year, Paul. LSU, Savannah State, I mean Florida State, Virginia. I don't see where they're going to lose. I think they're going to run the table.
I mean, you got Virginia Tech.
Nah, by that time in the year, they're not going to be ranked.
Well, you know what? You know why people are not agreeing with you? Because of the way that Miami just choked the last part of the season. What, they lose 3 straight?
Yeah, but that was last year, Paul. Things are different now. Things are different. They were injured.
Why should we wipe that away?
Don't get me started on the refs.
What
the refs always have it against
since
US.
then? Your Cane fans are all the same. You do not want to regard history as a factor in anything. Anyway, thanks for the call. Great to have you on. We're up against a break. 3 more hours to go. We're right here.
A feisty interaction with Paul Feinbaum. One of my favorite parts. Well, Moose Shoes, my favorite part. You could hear him hanging up in disgust on Pipo. I'm a member of the Pipo Mafia. I know there's a Guillermo Mafia out there. I pledge allegiance to Pipo because I identify with people. I tailgate with people. I'm always in West 32 because that's where the greatest parties are. Pipo is the man, and we're going to have something for you here soon. Pipo did a speech. And that's coming up next.
Computer, execute 12.4p operation.
Optimizing algorithm. Running encryption packet alpha 9. Oh, I don't feel so good.
What is it, computer?
Is it hot in here? It feels hot in here. I feel a little clammy. I should lie down or something.
A computer with a virus? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
Those oysters Rockefeller were a mistake.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Don Le Batard.
God, what a game! Definitively know who's better.
Wait a minute, what's that music?
I'm not sure.
It's happy music.
It's a happy piano. Like, what just happened back there?
Someone fired off a spot or something?
Stugotz.
Wait, hang on. I got another browser open. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's an ad for cookies. I gotta get a certain Mozilla. Firefox. Deny pop-up block.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on the ticket.
Football!
Feels like church, like tabernacle.
Hey! Yeah! Woo! Yay. Said hut flea flicker. Woo!
You guys have not done nearly enough with a visual image that I want to conjure for the South Florida audience right now. Now, I don't know if you've gotten to know Billy Gill in any kind of reasonable way, but he is very strange and wildly neurotic. So, He has these creative bursts, though, where he wears disguises around, and they're unbelievably confident.
They're really the voices in my head.
His characters are so much more confident than he is. So the visual that I want to create for you right now before playing this call again for you is he has created, I don't know how it happened while we were on vacation, Pipo, the just the voice and face for His name, I think, is actually Jose. People call him Pepe, but he demands to go by Pipo. And he is just...
That's what my friends call me. I'm allowing you to call me Pipo.
That's right. And so I want you to imagine, now Pipo's very confident, delusionally so, and Pipo's dumb.
What?
But Guillermo is none of these things, neither very confident nor dumb. So now I want you to imagine, Guillermo, what kind of car do you drive?
Me? Or
yeah, you.
Me?
You, not people, you.
I drive a Sonata.
All right.
Hyundai Sonata 2013 black. What else do you need to know? Tinted windows?
No, I want the audience to now visualize you looking at a legal pad while driving this car on the highway, calling Paul Feinbaum as
I didn't
Pipo.
call Feinbaum yesterday.
I know you didn't. I know you did. As your friend Pipo called Palm. I want people to imagine Guillermo like going through legal pads, swerving on 836 all over the place because we can't do this or anything like it enough. This is Pipo, caricature fan, calling Paul Feinbaum's show yesterday. Pipo is what it says on the call screener. It says in front of him Pipo, but he doesn't get a lot of Pipos over there on that SEC network.
Depot is up next. What do you say, Depot? Depot, you there?
Oh, yeah, Pablito. What's good, bro?
How are you?
Hey, it's Pipo. It's Pipo in Miami in the 305.
Oh, I'm sorry. I ran into a Kane fan earlier today.
Oh, yeah? Was he dope?
Yes, he was.
Oh, yeah, Paul, let me ask you something. So me and my boys, we're driving to Dallas for the game this weekend against LSU. It's going to be a big deal. We're taking the Caja China. We're going to have a cooler filled with moose juice. I haven't heard you talk about this game that much so far, but I figure that, like me, you think this one's going to be an easy one for the Canes.
I don't know. I mean, I know that on paper the Canes should win the game, but I'm not.
By 21 at least.
I'm not ready to say that. Why don't you respect LSU?
Well, first of all, I only call them LS because they haven't done anything to deserve that U, if you know what I mean. And I'm going over this calendar. I'm looking at the schedule this year. I don't see a loss on this schedule for the Canes this year, Paul. LSU, Savannah State, Florida State, Virginia. I don't see where they're going to lose. I think they're going to run the table.
I mean, you got Virginia Tech.
Nah. By that time in the year, they're not going to be ranked.
Well, you know what? You know why people are not agreeing with you? Because of the way that Miami just choked the last part of the season. What, they lose 3 straight?
Yeah, but that was last year, Paul. Things are different now. Things are different. They were injured.
Why should we wipe that away?
Don't get me started on the refs. The refs always have it against
since
US.
Then, your Cane fans are all the same. You do not want to regard history as a factor in anything. Anyway, thanks for the call. Great to have you on. We're up against a break. 3 more hours to go. We're right here.
He cut you off.
Oh, you could hear him clicking. Yeah. With disdain on poor people.
Pablito don't want any of this, bro. He already saw the way that argument was going. He was losing.
Give me some of the stuff on your paper that you wanted to get to that you're driving around on 836
that
People was trying to get to.
Let me see if People has it.
Before he got...
Oh, wait, I'm People. That's the wrong voice.
Guillermo's doing so many characters at this point that he never knows which character he's in.
I forgot I got Burger King this morning.
There's Burger King under your
mess.
desk, of course. Yes, not surprising.
He's not only has he been tortured by all these voices, he's been in the edit bay because his friend Pipo put together an epic speech for the weekend. Yeah. So we're going to give the people what they want. People, here's Pipo.
There are many people on this bandwagon who at the end of last season said to yourself, maybe even shared it openly, you said we got robbed. If we didn't have injuries and those bum-ass refs, we would have won our 7th national championship. You heard me, Filete, 7th. Well, guess what, bro? Next year is here. The time is now. And all the descarados from UF, and all the stupid Seminoles, and all the haters, and even that rat Nevin Shapiro, All of them will be watching us. The time is now. And don't any of you overestimate this moment. This team ain't got on us, bro. When I walked into that stadium today, they patted me down and they found the extra beer I had in my cargo shorts. They took it from me because this place is whack as but I persevered because I had to be at this game. They scheduled us to play on a Sunday night to try to throw us off. They scheduled it in a different city because they know we are the dopest team in the country and everyone wants to see us. Bro, the NFL didn't even want to start this week because they know that you was playing on Sunday. And you know what happens when you play primetime on a Sunday night? The whole world watches you. And let's be real, whenever the U plays, the whole world is already watching because it's all about the U. But for other teams, the whole world watching causes pressure. And when there's pressure, we drink cafecito. And for the weak, para la gente débil, when they drink cafecito, se cagan. You know, bro, imagínate cagándote delante de 100,000 gente in a stadium on national TV. Qué pena. But for the strong, para los caballos, when we drink cafecito, nos enfocamos. So when you walk out there and you see 100,000 Canes fans yelling, espabilense. When you go out on that field and everybody's running around and things aren't going your way because our refs hate us and everything gets a few cags from time to time, remember, that's straight, focus. Because it only takes one play to bring out the turnover chain. Let me tell you a story. Last year in West 32, me and my boy George were down 2 cups in beer pong. 2 cups? The other team only had 1 cup left. I remember it like it was yesterday. We were in the middle of my game day playlist and Sarosura had just come on. I looked into Jorgito's eyes and he looked into my eyes and he said, bro, get your done. Next thing you know, we hit a cup. Then another cup. Then the other team tried to bounce one in and I said, oye, no me jodas with that bouncing And bing, bam, boom, we hit the final cup and the game was over. And you know why? Because no one is better at beer pong than Canes fans. And because I got my done. That day we barely walked into the stadium because of how faded we were in the middle of the second quarter. But we walked in as beer pong champions. In all my years of winning championships, the one common thread that was woven into each of those teams was a promise. The same promise that me and Jorgito made, one man to another. I will get my done. Can you guys make that promise to each other? Can you go out there and get your done? That day we walked out of West 32 and we made history. And today, you get to write your history. And don't let any come mierda get in the way of you writing your history.
What a great word in Spanish. Like, we need to start shouting and chanting this throughout South Florida. Enfócate.
It's a dangerous one.
I know, but I know. That's, yes, I understand that I'm in the danger zone, Mike. What's the matter with you?
Great recall. Oh, man. I don't know what else to say about people. I'm in love.
I can't get enough of this character, and it's not a character. We grew up around. All of us grew up around him. All of us.
It's real life, bro. This is real. This is 100. You're talking about character. Who's a character? What are you talking about?
What else?
Are you coming or you're not coming this trip? We have 1 spot left. I started doing a head count yesterday. Me, Jorgito, we're going. Gato 1's coming.
Beer pong
Gato 2 is coming. Gato 3 is coming. I don't know what was going on 25, 30 years ago. She like, oh, no, me estaba mala or what, but everybody was named Gato. So we have 1 spot left if you want it, Danny.
Danielito.
Yeah.
Danielito.
We're ready. We are about to we're going to put the big D in Dallas, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean. Explain to me what you mean.
We are going, we're going to embarrass Eddie-O. Orjerón, la cosa va a ser mala. Va a estar mala. You can bring your Cajuns if you want. We're bringing the cojones.
Yes.
Yeah, what he said, yeah.
We got to get these signs up.
Dan Le Batard.
Oh,
say, can you see
Stugotz.
and the rockets, red flag. I'll make up for it now.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on the ticket.
Oh, the land of the free.
Everybody in the shipping container is wearing their Hurricanes gear. Roy has his turnover chain. Chris has his turnover chain.
Oh, DJ, with Dime Life, DJ Williams dropped off a bunch of stuff for us heading into this big game.
Okay, so we should all wear turnover chains. Jamel Hill has come in. We are grateful to have her here. And all of us are bent over laughing at people calling Paul Feinbaum's show and this Pipo character. But, Mike, how do you explain to someone who doesn't grow up here, because that was uproariously funny to the people who recognized it, but if you don't know what the hell we're talking about, you don't know what this Canes fan is, but it's a viral strain of Canes fan.
And it's a Miami bro. It's a Miami bro that's trapped in 2002, much like fans of the program are. He's driving a souped-up Civic. He's got his game day playlist. He's wearing out Trick Daddy this week.
It's not a Civic. It's an Accord. It's an Accord.
It's got the
okay. Sorry.
Look, let me paint the picture for you, Jamel.
Okay.
Imagine the dopest person you can imagine. The end.
Well, that clears it all up.
And so Paul Feinbaum didn't know what to do with this person earlier when Pipo, P-I-P-O, called in. Now, his name isn't Pipo. It's Jose.
No. My name's Jose. They call me Pepe, but my friends call me Pipo, so everybody here can call me Pipo because we're all friends.
Okay, very good. And so Pipo called into the Paul Feinbaum show.
Depot is up next. What do you say, Depot? Depot, you there?
Oh, yeah, Pablito. What's good, bro?
How are you?
Hey, it's Pipo. It's Pipo in Miami in the 305.
Oh, I'm sorry. I ran into a Cane fan earlier today.
Oh, yeah? Was he dope?
Yes, he was.
Oh, yeah, Paul, let me ask you something. So me and my boys, we're driving to Dallas for the game this weekend against LSU. It's going to be a big deal. We're taking the Caja China. We're going to have a cooler filled with moose juice. I haven't heard you talk about this game that much so far, but I figure that, like me, you think this one's going to be an easy one for the Canes.
I don't know. I mean, I know that on paper the Canes should win the game, but I'm not.
By 21 at least.
I'm not ready to say that. Why don't you respect LSU?
Well, first of all, I only call them LS because they haven't done anything to deserve that U, if you know what I mean. And I'm going over this calendar. I'm looking at the schedule this year. I don't see a loss on this schedule for the Canes this year, Paul. LSU, Savannah State, I mean, Florida State, Virginia. I don't see where they're going to lose. I think they're going to run the table.
I mean, you got Virginia Tech.
Nah. By that time in the year, they're not going to be ranked.
Well, you know what? You know why people are not agreeing with you? Because of the way that Miami just choked the last part of the season. What, they lose 3 straight?
Yeah, but that was last year, Paul. Things are different now. Things are different. They were injured.
Why should we wipe that away?
Don't get me started on the refs.
What
The
have we
refs always have it
seen
against
since
US.
then? Your Cane fans are all the same. You do not want to regard history as a
People will
factor
be
in
back,
anything.
though.
Anyway, thanks for the call. Great to have you on.
Is people going to call him again today?
No, not today. But if Pablito thinks that's the last he heard of me, he's mistaken.
Yeah,
he is mistaken.
I mean, if the Canes win, you got to call them on Monday, right, or Tuesday? I guess you have to.
You know, I want to get into this because I called Paul 32 times before he let me on.
30.
And then they kept me on hold for over half an hour. Tremendo fatrapeto. You think I just have all day to wait around to talk to Pablito?
Apparently
I had negocios. No, I had negocio. I had things going on. Yeah.
Okay, rewind though. What's moose juice?
Oh, man, moose juice.
Well, explain Caja China to her.
And that too.
Oh, Caja China, every Noche Buena, you cook out and you cook an entire pig. An entire pig.
Okay.
Yeah, an entire pig that, like you'd go to a farm and you'd see that pig
It's
just
the
on
box. It's in the box and the spit.
It's like a giant wooden box, and then there's like a bunch of you put coal and stuff on top of it, and you cook it inside.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Okay.
And moose juice was this really sweet drink that the girls liked at Mr. Mo's in Coconut Grove. Rest in peace, girl. I love the Grove.
But what's in it?
It's like all sugar and a lot of alcohol, and it was like in giant cups, and it was super sweet. It was like this pink red drink. It was It was a little too sweet, but it was good.
All right.
I don't know who would be. Now, see, because Jamel has cultural flavor, but one time, I think it was, it must have been before Christmas. Tony Kornheiser, who was afraid of flying back when he was doing Monday Night Football, he goes into one of these small Miramar neighborhoods where my parents have one of these friends who have a box out back, and you can imagine how he didn't belong there. Like he was not just because the
I would pay to see video of that.
Just the pig's head was something that made him deeply uncomfortable and like against every religious credo he'd ever grown up with. Like you can't have what am I doing here with a pig's head?
I can't imagine a man more uncomfortable with that setting. To be honest,
no,
yes.
It was right. Yeah, but it was the Monday Night Football bus was out front on like one of these small streets where it's not one of these like Hialeah Street.
He went in the bus.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Why?
Because he went everywhere in the bus. He didn't go anywhere. He wouldn't fly. He was going from places to places, and whenever he had to fly, he had to get super sedated. But yeah, he was traveling by bus.
Well, I understand traveling by bus, but if you're just making a dinner pit stop, like why are you taking the bus?
Oh, yes, Stu. Can I address the elephant in the room for a moment?
Sure.
All right, Jamel. Welcome to Miami, by the way.
All right.
Bienvenido. Here's the thing. Me and Dan, we don't get along. Because Dan started that thing a couple of years ago with the Pell Grant, and he tried to ruin the program, and he tried to end the U. And we haven't forgiven him for it, and we never will.
A couple of decades.
We never will forgive him for it.
What? I was going out of college.
Oh, yeah. And Jamel.
5 years ago.
Dan, please.
And I didn't even do the Pell Grants. I did a different story.
Yeah.
Disculpa.
He's talking.
Cut his microphone. And Jamel, I like you, okay? Canes fans want to like you, but we had a bit of an incident a couple years ago where UM, fair and square, beat Duke. Fair and square. Fair and square beat Duke.
That's your version of fair and square.
Fair and square.
Okay.
We beat Duke with a bunch of dope laterals and one of the greatest comebacks in history. Fair and square. Fair and square. We didn't break any rules.
Not regular laterals. Dope laterals.
The dopest.
The dopest of laterals.
Ever.
Yes. I'm glad you're acknowledging that now.
Totally.
But back then, you were singing a different tune, and you said that we should forfeit that game. Forfeit that game. So now time has passed, and I'm sure you've been able to clear your head a little bit.
Okay.
And you've calmed down like everybody else, and we realize that we won that game fair and square.
So,
am I right in assuming that?
Okay. Before I preface my comments, this is when I feel like I need to explain to the Miami listenership that I'm an avid 2 Live Crew fan. Okay? I consider...
Here come the bona fides.
Luke Skywalker.
Here comes the resume.
I consider Uncle Luke to be my real uncle. All right? There are, during school assemblies at Mumford High School in Detroit, where I went, we used to sing 2 Live Crew songs, none of which I can repeat now on this radio. We sung them during the assemblies.
The ones that made their way all the way to the Supreme Court.
Correct. You know how in Lean On Me, Joe Clark is trying to have that assembly and to rally the students. Well, when they tried to do that to us, we sang Luke in return. That's where we were. So I just, with that in mind, you know, if you know me, well, you probably don't know me, or maybe the listenership doesn't know me. I don't really take things back. Especially when I think that I'm right. That does not mean. Now, I would like to offset these comments by saying when Miami played Ohio State in the national championship, the BCS, I thought that was the greatest ripoff of all ripoffs.
Thank you.
In college football history.
Kindred spirits, soulmate.
You know what I'm about to do? You know what I'm about to do, Jamel? I'm about to give you a turnover chain. I will
gladly accept this entry into into Miami Hurricane Dope Nation.
There it is.
It's a Canes thing. You would understand,
It's a Canes
Dan.
thing. That's right.
I wouldn't understand.
That's right.
But wait, I also thought it was the greatest ripoff.
Cállate, Dan. Yeah, cállate.
As far as I'm concerned, the Hurricanes have another national championship.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a +1.
Six.
They have 6.
Mike, I was trying to explain to Jamel before the segment who Joe Zagacki is, because we've taken to repeating around here. Whenever anyone agrees with anything, Greg Cody's been saying for years, he just says Zagacki instead of exactly. And so I was trying to explain local broadcaster, local broadcasting legend Joe Zagacki to Jamel Hill.
What'd you tell her, sunburn?
Well, I just showed her the
showed me
picture.
the photo.
Yeah, I just showed her the picture of Joe Zagacki on, just Google Joe Zagacki sunglasses.
Is that guy all right?
and the burn on his face. But now, how would you explain to her what you want to play for her here in terms of who Joe Zagacki is and what he is?
All right, so the Canes broadcast has been the Canes broadcast all my life. It's been Joe Zagacki, Don Bailey Jr., and it's a Homer broadcast, but they're really good at their job. And Joe Zagacki has a very sing-songy, professional broadcastery voice. And when you listen to the broadcast, they weave in sponsors, and they really stick out like a sore thumb. It kind of ruins highlights.
But this is so we want to play exclusive audio. This is the actual audio of this forfeited win that you think that University of Miami should have had against Duke. The live radio play-by-play of the real and actual Joe Zagacki. Let us introduce Jamel Hill to the real Joe Zagacki, calling play-by-play on the most amazing comeback in the history of laterals. Dope laterals.
27-24, squib kick. Just fall down on it or whatever. No, they're going to try the lateral. Pass it to the other side of the field. This never works. Caught by Corn Elder. Pitches it back to Jaquan Johnson at the Miami 30. Delaying the inevitable. Looking for a block. Pitches it backwards. As many laterals now as BS pass interference penalties on that last drive. Walton now pitches it back to Johnson. Guess we're going to keep going with this. Toss it back. Here comes another pitch. Corn Elder has it. Throws it back to the Plumbers 911 goal line. Dallas Crawford looking for a block. Gets one. Definitely not a block in the back. He throws it across to the 30 to Corn Elder. Big legal block. He's got it to the 40. Corn Elder crossing El Palacio de los Jugos midfield. Corn Elder speeding now to the 40. Speeding ticket. VicHoward.com. Elder now dashing down the Dandy Bear sideline. So what? Your kid has ringworm. Dandy Bear. Elder inside the Gus Machado red zone. Corn Elder. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Lindy, Herrick, Scotty, Mike, Miami, Seaquarium, touchdown! There are presently no flags on the field, and certainly no one will have a problem with how this game ended! Oh wait, we don't speak English, so everyone hates us!
The ringworm line almost took me out.
The weaving of sponsors in and out of that call is brilliant, man. Gus Machado red zone.
Mike, are you excited about the return of Joe Zagacki and Don Bailey and the incredibly Homer broadcast as the University of Miami is on the cusp here of actually being back?
I had so much fun last year. I was in high school when the Canes were last nationally relevant, and I've been chasing a high as an adult where now I can drink and party.
I bet
really
you Jamel loved those University of Miami teams from the time that you fell in love with them. If she was doing Uncle Luke stuff in Detroit, I'm sure that she loved those teams.
It's a bygone era. It was when I was a kid. It wasn't mine, really. A lot of it is borrowed. I'm leaning on history, and I want to experience it for myself. And last year, we brought the Grove back. Dan went out to the Grove.
Dan.
To the tavern. I was at the tavern.
Okay.
The same guys I saw 25 years ago at the tavern were doing whippets at the jukebox.
Whippets.
Still there?
Yeah, they're still there.
Really?
They were still there. It was very sad. Yeah.
When you walked in, your feet would clang against the empty whippet canisters. God, I loved it. It was so
glass
great.
crunching under your feet.
Oh, man. It was incredible. Greg Cody fell in the bushes.
We drank too much and fell in the bushes. Yeah.
We brought the Grove back because you brought us back. Yeah. All right.
Now I want to come down here for a football weekend.
Oh, man.
Thank you. I got to do this. I want some moose juice.
Oh, FSU weekend. It's my birthday weekend. We're going to have a party.
But they have to be undefeated, the Canes. Otherwise, it's not worth Jamel coming down here, right?
Well, we should do a tailgate with her. We should actually do that.
Please.
We should introduce her to all the Cajachinas and all the Pipos.
Yeah, we got to go to West 32. We got to go to West 32. With a domino. You're not ready for West 32. No, you're not
do you
ready.
keep that same energy if, you all are like 6-6?
We have...
6-6.
But the Canes tailgates absolutely do.
Okay.
Canes tailgates are the greatest. But now that we're good, I am continuing to chase this high. I'm traveling. I went to Charlotte, and we got pounded by Clemson. I still had an amazing
Mike,
time.
Are you sure on good? Because I know that this is the most exciting Miami Hurricane season in a long time because there are actual expectations. You think they've shored up their coaching. You know they have athletes. They're going to LSU, and LSU does not have more athletes than they do. But
they have a lot. Oh.
But you lose. Yes, you lose in Dallas against LSU, and then it's over right there on the spot. Not necessarily the season, but you're putting your expectations at national championship run the table level.
I'm putting it at, if we lose to Clemson in the ACC championship game, we've shown that we're that good and we can still get in because Clemson is better than us. Clemson, that looked like that ACC championship game looked like we were a couple years away. It's understandable. Rick was cleaning up Golden's mess. They got 75% of that roster at Clemson as a blue chipper, 4 or 5 star.
But I'm asking you a specific
I think
question.
Mike would rather lose this game. I think he would prefer losing. If they're going to lose, lose early. Lose this game.
Yeah, which is a cliche at this point. History is littered. Recent history is littered with the team.
But Mike,
that
the enthusiasm, yes or no? We're
yes.
a bandwagon town, and all of this hype enthusiasm dies if they lose by a point in Dallas.
Yeah, they're favored in every game this year. They're 3.5-point favorite. You can't lose to Ed Orgeron, man. My expectations are not losing to Ed Orgeron this season. Out-coaching him and his 3 analysts.
But, Mike, if you lose that game against LSU, you have Savannah State, Toledo, FIU, North Carolina. You win those games, and then it's Florida State. Like, the enthusiasm is back, right? Even if you lose to LSU.
I mean, we're always going to get hyped.
You got to win Sunday night.
You have to.
You got to win Sunday. If you want to keep having fun this season, you got to start by winning your Sunday night.
And it's such a statement because it's the only game on a Sunday night before national holiday Labor Day. The eyes of the sports world in this country are going to be fixated on that game. Show out. Woo! Show out. Yeah. These kids who are playing year one, this linebacking core were starting as freshmen. They're juniors now, man. Everybody's getting better. Malik Rozier, second year in the offense of a quarterback guru. Second. He's gotten better.
Hype man in the back. Love it.
He's gotten better. Travis Homer.
But Mike is, speaking of homers, Mike is the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Mike is the worst.
This is worse.
Really?
You need to get a Homer jersey.
This Rozier thing, he hated Rozier.
Yeah, well,
all of last season.
Hated him.
No. No. I always said Rozier had the guts. I always appreciated, and Rozier beat FSU. Rozier beat FSU. He's a made man in my mind. But towards the tail end of the season, that's when he was at his worst. Yep. He threw 5 interceptions, dude. Yep. He went 40 for 89.
Mike,
you hated him.
That
Pittsburgh game, Mike, is as
terrible.
angry as I've ever heard you at any athlete.
Yeah, it was bull. It was bull.
Oh, my God.
Unreasonable.
For your mental well-being, I pray they win on Sunday night.
It's going to be rough.
We all judge him out.
Save your prayers. We don't need them. We got this easy. 21-point win. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. At least 20, maybe 28. 28. 28. No,
35.
What? 35.
42.
Yeah.
What comes after that? Pipo?
52. 53-point win.